Welcome to the Leaderish Podcast, leadership lessons straight up, with your hosts, Dr. Jen and Regina. Hey, Jen, how's it going?
Hey, Regina. It's Friday. It's kind of early in the morning on Friday, but I'm so excited to be here with you. How is it going with you?
Well, things are going really good as usual. I mean, I don't think that we've had an episode where I've been like, oh my gosh, Jen, everything sucks. Because we get to do this every week and we are together and we are talking about leadership, which is our passion. So the world is all aligned right now.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. How are you?
I am really great. I think we have something to celebrate today.
No.
We do. I have been playing around in Canva trying to create a celebration Canva that we can post. You may have to help me fix it because I'm not good at that and you are. We have hit 1,000 downloads on Apple, right?
No, it's through our aggregator. So that's the platform that sends it to all the different podcast places. I love that I have to explain this to you. Like this just warms my heart every time. So our aggregator counts how many times we were downloaded. And I sent you something yesterday.
You did.
Tell everybody what I sent you.
Regina sent me a video of this aggregator thingy that went from 0 to 1,000. It's 1,019, actually, I believe. It was amazing. And I was with Tom and I was squealing, which I won't do, but
thank you. I do appreciate that.
I'm going to go ahead and cheers to it and we'll do it at the end too, but
oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. It's so exciting. And I mean, it's stupid. We talk about it all the time. We just set out to do this for ourselves because both of us had always wanted to do this. And we have people who care and listen and who are growing and who give us great feedback and who support us. We have leaders that are so much further ahead in their journey than we are, who listen and support us and care and actually say that they learned something or they were reminded of something. And that fills my cup every day.
That's actually a really good point that I don't know that I ever really thought about, but some of the leaders that we most admire that listen to our podcast. And if you think about it, what does that say about how awesome their leadership is, that they are not only supporting us, but listening and getting things out of it as well.
I know. Oh, it's so cool.
And 1,000 downloads in the aggregator thingy.
Woohoo!
All righty. Well, it's time for my favorite segment, the drink of the day. Again, as I said, it is Friday morning, early on Friday morning. So Regina, what is in your cup?
Yeah, so it's early. So you know exactly what's in my cup. It is coffee and more coffee. But one thing I don't think that, and I don't even know if I've shared this with you, I make a pot of coffee in my Keurig. I have the bigger cup to make, it's like a half pot. And I keep a pot of coffee at my desk every morning. So I don't have to get up and make another cup. I just continue to put more coffee in my cup. And here's the other hack. Here is the hack on my coffee drink. I put the cream and sugar in the pot. So it's all ready to go.
Wow.
See, I knew I didn't tell you that ever.
That's about as close to a coffee IV as I think you can get.
It's a coffee IV.
It is.
That is hilarious. I do just mainline my coffee all morning long.
Tom Purdom knew we were podcasting today and went to get me a Starbucks emotional support beverage. And it is a flat white. It is a flat white.
You just happened at exactly the same moment.
Flat white in stereo.
Which Heather sent us a message that said executive presence is the flat white of leadership. Everybody wants it, but nobody knows how to get it.
Or what it is. Exactly.
What it actually is. That's right. That's what it was.
So funny. So perfect.
So perfect. A
It's
flat
quite
white.
delicious. It's venti. So I'm gonna
Oh,
be, I'm gonna
oh, you're
be,
going to be buzzing.
I am.
Oh, good gravy. Well, so we both have our coffee. You have your delicious Starbies. Jen, I think last week we committed that we were going to talk about values
I
this
committed
week.
us. Sorry about that.
Oh, right. There was no we in that. It was you. Thank you.
That's true.
And so we're talking about values today, and I'm super excited about this. We're going to leverage Brene Brown's value exercise. If you haven't already pulled that up, then you can go to Brene Brown's Dare to Lead website and click on resources, and the value exercise is there for you.
You
And
also
it,
can go to our link tree and you can go right to it as well. I have updated that this morning, so you can find it there, as well as executive presence resources and how to find us on all the things.
oh, I love it. You are getting fancy.
So fancy.
So
And
fancy.
the link tree has little graphics that move, and that's extra fancy. So everybody go look at it.
Oh, golly, you are stepping up your game today.
I mean, it's the venti flat white.
Right. It's the buzz you have going on right
It
now.
completely is.
So I understand that you have actually not done a values exercise in several years, because you actually led us through the last values exercise where I was talking about my values last week.
I did. And I think we've talked about this before, but I don't know that I've gone fully in depth on it. So I used to lead personal values workshop
Oh,
and travel the country and lead business owners through choosing their values.
what have you not done?
I mean, the sky's the limit. You never know what I'm going to pull out of. Did you know I used to do this?
And every time I'm like, really, there's more?
Crazy stories. So I worked for a franchise organization, and it really shaped a lot of who I am with my focus on leadership development, actually, because some of the small business owners who I wouldn't even call them small business owners, because millions and millions of dollars of revenue per year per small business. Some of those leaders really, and I'm still in touch with them today. They've become really dear friends to me. But the way that they led and taught me about leadership when I was 25 and first starting out has really shaped a lot of kind of what I believe and who I am in terms of leadership development. So I was really lucky to have that experience. At some point when I worked at that organization, they really had a kind of family approach and personal approach to, if you know your personal values, you set personal goals, that's going to help you grow your business more, because growing your business is more aligned to your personal goals and your values. And actually, I even did my doctoral dissertation on that very idea.
Really?
I did. At the time, I was traveling around the country leading these values workshops. So you set your values, then you write your personal long-term goals that are linked to your values. And so we had a belief that if you had personal goals linked to your values, your business would do better. And so I wanted to test that. So we took, business owners that had gone through the program and those that had not, and we gave them a survey, and then we watched their revenue for 3 years. And interestingly, and now I'm going into my dissertation, so I'll finish, I promise.
This is fascinating.
Interestingly, my research showed that via the survey, not revenue, but via the survey, the owners that had not gone through the program rated themselves better than at achieving their goals than those that had gone through the program, and statistically significantly proved my hypothesis wrong, that those that went through the program would do better at achieving their goals. Now, after having some conversations and focus groups, it actually makes complete sense, because if I go through a program where I take the time to document my values and I have personal goals, I'm going to be much more critical of myself on, have I achieved them, because I have them in writing and I look at them regularly.
Yes.
Where if I haven't gone through a program and I don't have them documented, it may be more anecdotal around, oh, yeah, I'm doing good here.
And they could probably change every minute, right?
Right. Because it's not documented, linked, kind of followed up on.
Yeah.
And so, those that had gone through the program had huge long-term goals linked to their values around, I want to send my grandkids to private school and to college, or I want to own a second home or start a charity, or all sorts of things that were linked to their values.
Right.
And so they had very clear kind of metrics or goals around achieving that. And either they had or they hadn't, where again, those that hadn't was kind of like not as crisp.
Well, and I think if you have no goal, you're always achieving your goal.
Right. Exactly. And so in hindsight, it makes complete sense. But when I first looked at the numbers, I was like,
you were crushed,
kidding?
weren't you?
Yeah. I was like, I have statistically proven myself wrong and all that we've worked on. But now it makes total sense.
Now, was that part of your dissertation too? This kind of reverse hypothesis of not having goals and always feel like you're meeting your goals if you don't have them. But if you actually have goals, then you're always trying to hit that goal so you don't feel like you've hit the goal.
Interestingly, it wasn't part of my hypothesis at all, but it was an important finding for us at the time to realize that, oh, if you document your goals, you're going to work harder towards them and you're going to be more critical of working towards them.
Right.
And you have a plan as well. And so it was so interesting. But
but the other thing that you said that has really resonated with me too, in order to create goals, you have to know what you value.
It all came back to values. And interestingly, in the L&D world, we've led goal workshops many times.
Yes.
Many
a quadrillion
times.
of them. I've written 22 different ones.
Exactly. And so for me, the process of creating personal goals after having personal values that are meaningful to you is very different than if you were to sit with a blank sheet of paper and write personal goals. Mm-hmm. It adds such an important element. So now I'm looking at my values, and if my value is family, or if it's generosity or whatever it is, I'm going to have that deeply ingrained before I start writing goals, which leads me to a more meaningful and different outcome than if I just started writing personal goals with no values. I also have found that it makes difficult decisions in life easier. That was Tom Purdom sneezing.
God bless you,
by the way.
Tom. God bless you, Tom.
Bless you. I also have found that it makes difficult decisions easier if you have clear values. And not only with myself, but with the people that I used to work with. Mm-hmm. Because if you think about a decision and you look at your values, the decision becomes much clearer.
Wow. I have some personal things that I'm going through right now. And when I look at the choices that I make and I look back at my top 2 values, I think the reason that I feel so comfortable with these very hard decisions that I've had to make recently is because they have both honored my top 2 values.
And isn't that a good feeling?
It's a good feeling. It is a really good feeling.
If you haven't gone through that process and you don't know what's truly important to you, or at least you haven't documented it, the decisions are much more difficult because there's no right answer sometimes. Mm-hmm. And of course, a lot of times in life, there's no right answer, but there's a clearer answer if you have your values documented.
Interesting. So where are you with your values document?
So when I was doing all of these workshops, I had values, but I don't know that I was fully living them at the time for a number of reasons. I long ago kind of remember what was on it, but I haven't done it in a long time. And I think I'm in a place in my life right now where it's time to redo it. So based on Brene's exercise, I have gone through the first process, which is, I guess we could overview the process a little bit.
Yeah, I can do that real quick. If you'd
Perfect.
like for me to. So the one page of values that Brene has, it has, I guess maybe 100 values. I didn't count them up. And then it also has a little space for you to add anything that's not reflected on that list. And the first step is to simply go through and circle, put a dot, underline, highlight, whatever you want to do for each value that resonates with you. Now, I'm pretty sure that my first pass, I probably had about 30. How many do you think you have, Jen, at your first pass?
Let's go for it. So 33 is where I landed.
Wonderful. And it maybe for the sake of time, maybe we don't go through all 33, Jen.
Yeah,
I don't think
maybe.
I realized that you had 33. But I think let's do this though, because the next step in the process is to try to get that down to 10. So why don't we do this? Why don't we pause our recording for a minute, let you do that work and take your 33 down to 10. I might recommend that you kind of group some of them together. If you have two that are similar, maybe you choose the one that describes your value better than the other one. So I'll give you a few minutes to do that, and I'll pause the recording while you do that. Sound good?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. We've paused our recording. We are now back together. You somehow managed, as I watched, it was quite funny, to get down to 10 values
From 33.
from 33.
And during the process, I told Regina, no, I'm just going to have 33.
And I said, no, you are going to get to 10. We
did.
had like a battle of no's.
We did.
Which is not normal for us. Usually we have like a battle of yeses.
That's true. But as I was going through, I did feel like, okay, well, I'm going to mark off as an example. I'm going to mark off integrity, which sounds terrible. And I will tell you, if you go through this exercise, marking off what you've chosen feels like you're saying, nope, that's not important. Never gonna have integrity.
It most certainly does.
It's painful. But I think what I came to realize is, okay, well, I actually can lump that with authenticity.
Yes.
Because if I'm authentic, hopefully that means I'm going to have integrity as well. That's
right.
At least how I worked it out in my head.
Yes, because I remember marking off family and having like a visceral reaction and like, oh my gosh, do I not care about my parents? Do I not care about my husband? Do I not care about my kids or my sister? Like, oh my gosh, I'm terrible. I'm a horrible human being. And I'm like, no, 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 no. That's exactly what I kind of did. I'm like, because I have this that's included, family becomes a test. If I'm living my values, family comes with it.
That's an interesting point, because I used to get the question all the time when I led these workshops around, is it things that you value, or is it how you want to be? And is it how you already are, or are they aspirational of how you want to be? And I think I would answer that question by, don't give yourself rules like that.
Mm-hmm.
Truly mark in your heart of hearts what's important to you.
You know, I led a values exercise with the leadership challenge. I am a certified facilitator for that course. And you actually get a deck of cards with the leadership challenge. I dropped a deck off at your house.
Yes, I have
several
it.
months ago. Yes.
Right.
We should probably play through that. This is easier because it's all on a sheet of paper, but the course comes with this amazing deck of cards, and you sort through the cards and you start kind of grouping cards and thinking through cards. And again, same visceral reaction and same questions every time I facilitated that course. Am I looking for things that I value, ideas that I value, or what I aspire to value? And the answer became, for me at least, and maybe this was the easy way out, the answer to me became, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Get to where you feel good about what's left, and you in your brain can rationalize how certain things fit together, because you have several tiers of values. Our goal is to get to the highest level of value in this exercise.
Like I have joy and fun, and those are different technically, but they're similar. And it's really, what is it that resonates with you?
Yeah.
And also, Regina, you didn't say, yeah, I used to teach values exercises as well in the beginning of this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know that about you either.
Yeah. Leadership Challenge is a fun course to train.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I went through an exercise like that with Franklin Covey years ago as well as also.
Oh, probably. I mean, every
Yeah.
good leadership course has a values exercise.
It's
Let's
true
face
because
it.
it's that important.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
Okay.
it.
So now I need to know what your 10 are, please.
Okay. So we have adventure, which Tom Purdon would really, really chuckle at because he's like, woman, the amount of adventures you've got me into in the last 20 years. So that kind of led me to choose adventure, authenticity. I feel like it's a little bit of a buzzword, but it's so important. Courage, grace, humor, joy, truth, and well-being.
Interesting.
When you think of me, are those things that make sense or resonate?
Every single one of them.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if you would have put courage on your list, though, 10 years ago.
I don't think so.
Interesting.
I don't
Interesting.
think so. And
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
think I would have put joy either.
that's very interesting considering where you were 10 years ago
Yeah.
and being recovered from your breast cancer.
Yeah.
I would have thought at that point you would really be digging into joy.
I think it was more about it was so focused on the action piece of heads down, getting my doctorate, getting where I wanted to in my career, healing, recovering. I don't think joy was on the horizon quite yet.
Interesting. But you still have wellness on there, which I love.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
But I can't possibly remove any of them. That's going to be the problem.
Okay. Well, we're going to pause again because this time you're going to go down to 5.
Now, Brene technically says 2.
Well, you're going to go to 5 first.
Oh,
But I have an idea. Okay. So here is what I think about. As you're going through, you need to remove anything that gets tested by something else. Okay.
what do you mean?
Okay. So let's say you have wellness and joy. Your wellness tests your joy. If you are not well, you cannot find joy. Okay. So that means joy tests your wellness.
So which one of those do I remove then?
You're going to remove joy because joy would be included in your wellness.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody that I led values exercises with years ago listens to this, they'll be cracking up at how uncomfortable I am. Yes.
Yeah, because you probably had to force people to decision. So you were like so decisive.
Yep.
And
I did add one. I forgot. I wrote one in too.
Oh, so you have 11? You didn't mark out the one that you wrote in.
Oops.
It's okay. You're still going to get to 5.
I wrote in tribe, like meaning my people, whether it's my family, whether it's my friends, whatever, it's my people. And then I almost wrote in another one, which is show up, but I didn't.
Okay. Well, now you're going to have to figure it out. You get 5.
Okay, fine.
Okay. I'm going to pause again. Okay. So we are back. Jen, you have somehow managed to get your values down to 5.
So I think 6 because I forgot one.
You break all the rules.
I know. And I almost added another one that I forgot, the show up. But then I'm like, no, if I'm showing up, I'm showing up in my values.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
And I marked off authenticity because if I'm being authentic, it's authentic to who I am, which is my values.
Oh, see, I like this. So you're testing right? You're testing
Yes.
these values. And so you've got these 6 now. What are your 6?
Okay. I have adventure, courage, humor, joy, truth, and well-being. Because I forgot about good old well-being.
Mm-hmm. Now let's talk through this. We're going to go down to 2.
Uh,
Okay. So let's do our pressure test again. Okay? Because what we want to do is figure out what our top 2 are. If we get to 2, let's talk through that together. You talk through it.
okay.
And that way we can kind of all get there with you, because I think this is probably the hardest part. Getting to 5 is hard, but this is where it is very helpful to hear someone else talk through it.
Agree.
Okay. So what are you thinking?
So when I think of like things like health, like you kind of alluded to this, but I think about it the other way. If I think about health and well-being, it's sort of a table stakes value because
Okay.
you really can't have any of them if you don't have health, well-being. Does that mean it's most important, or does that mean you remove it because it's table stakes?
It's a good question.
I know.
And I think the other question, it's like a chicken and an egg question. The other
Yes.
question is, if you don't have well-being, can you even live your top 2? So is well-being a
Right.
second tier in order to get to your top 2?
So I think I'm going to remove it
Okay.
because in my brain, it's table stakes.
Got it.
However, if it was 10 years ago and it was when I was going through cancer, I may have it be one of my 2 because it's that important.
Yeah.
So I'm going to remove it. Here I
Okay.
go, marking through it. Ow, that hurt.
It doesn't mean it's gone, and it doesn't mean that you cannot value your well-being. It's not your primary motivator in life. It is not your number 1 and number 2 values.
So now I have 4, right? 1, 2, 3,
No,
4.
you still have
5. Crap.
5. You are just now down to 5. Keep
I'm
going.
just now where I was supposed to be. Okay. So, oh my God, this is hard. So I have adventure, courage, humor, joy, and truth. Those are so intermingled. It's really hard to remove, but you have 4. So you cheated too.
No, I have my top 2. And then I kind of have my second ones. But yeah, okay. You know what? I'll give it to you. You want to go with 4? Just take one more away.
So if I think about joy and I think about courage, humor, and truth, adventure, like adventure is kind of something that gives you joy. Humor is something that gives me joy. Strangely, truth is something that gives me joy. So does that mean that it's most important?
That feels good to me. But how does it feel to you?
I think I might mark out humor.
Okay.
And that would leave me with adventure, courage, joy, and truth.
Let me ask a question. Does it take courage to adventure?
Yes.
And or does the adventure help you with courage? Feels like maybe the 2, maybe there's one that's above the other. Maybe one is a primary and one is a secondary.
I kind of think of adventure with joy, though. It's like keep having the adventures, keep having fun.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I like that too. And so the adventure creates the joy. The joy is the primary value. Adventure helps create joy.
So I think I'm going to mark off joy because.
Or do you mark off adventure and keep joy?
Can I get back to you on that?
No. There's a lot of knowing happening.
I know.
I'm sorry about that, Jen.
It's uncomfortable. I'm just kidding. So what I need to hear: courage, humor, truth. I do see what you're saying about courage and adventure.
But I understand what you're saying about joy and adventure and how adventure gives you joy.
Mm-hmm.
And so is joy the primary? And then does it take courage to adventure? So if it takes courage to adventure and adventure gives you joy, I say you mark out adventure and you keep courage and joy.
I like it.
Did we just get you to 3?
I think there's truth over here too.
Yeah, courage, joy, and truth is where we're at right now.
I think so. I feel good
Okay,
about those 3.
let me ask you one more question. Courage and truth, how do they go together? I feel like it takes a lot of courage to always speak the truth and find the truth.
Yep.
Am I missing something?
No, you're not. I'm pondering.
I think it takes courage to find the truth and to hear the
Yep.
truth and to seek the truth.
So did I just get to joy and courage?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh, I love it. But I needed you to talk through that. And I'm now writing them down.
I just had like a tingle go up my spine because you just got to joy and courage. How good does that feel? It feels so good to
so
me.
good. But when you think of me, does that make sense? Because you know me really well.
Yes. Yes. Yes, for sure.
I love it. Thank you. Now
You're
I've got to
welcome.
know your 2 and the 4 before you got to your 2.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So my 4, and I'm not going to do them in order because I want you
Okay.
to guess my 2. Okay.
Okay.
Connection, integrity, excellence, and enthusiasm. I'll say it again. Connection, integrity, excellence, and enthusiasm.
Your 2 are excellence and enthusiasm.
Interesting. You got 1 right.
Talk through them with me about why you chose them though.
Yeah. So, so let's talk about kind of all 4. I kind of use the same pressure test that I did with you, like what comes first, the chicken or the egg, and how do these relate to each other? And while this is important, does it drive me? Is it my main value? And so, like I told you, I think I told you I had a visceral reaction to marking family off.
I did
But
too.
one of the things that I rationalized was if I keep excellence on, then I even manage and lead my family with excellence.
I love
Right.
that. That's
I
putting pressure on
mom,
yourself too.
I mom with excellence. Like I
Yes,
hardcore
you do.
mom. Now I fail all the time. Like all the time,
But I love that.
which is also why integrity is my second one, because if I'm going to fail as a mom, I need to think about that and I need to figure out how to do it differently, and the integrity helps me sort through that. And so if I am doing everything in my life with excellence and integrity, then I feel like I am very balanced. When I when I do something that is not excellent, it is not my best work, whether it's family, friends, a craft, whatever, then I don't feel good about it. And if I don't do things with integrity and with the best of intentions, I don't feel good about it. So everything just kind of I realized everything filters through those 2:
I
excellence
love
and
that.
integrity.
I love
And
that.
and for you, it's joy and courage.
Mm-hmm. Joy in that I am so ambitious and
Mm-hmm.
work so hard that if I'm not careful, I can not focus on the joy.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of my ambition and work and things that I want to do, like that's who I am. I do want to find the joy. I do want to have fun. I try to bring the fun and bring the joy.
Yes, I love it.
So it makes sense. And then courage. Oh gosh, we could talk about that forever.
Well, you did great,
But
Jen. I'm so proud of you.
I thank you for helping me. It's so funny that I used to walk people through this and I struggled so hard. And I love yours. Yours are so you.
Thank you.
They're so you.
Thank you. So You did a lot of hard work. I think that I would recommend that for you listening right now, that you would go out and do your exercise just like Jen did. You don't have to do it with us, but go to Brene's Dare to Lead site. If you want to download her list, you can also just type in values and you'll get a list of values. You can create cards and you can do a card sort exercise, lots of different ways to do that. But try the goal, I think, here in the next 24 hours is for each of you to get to 2 values that you hold most dear.
Yes. And when you get to those 2 values that you hold most dear, one thing that I found in the workshops is in the moment, write a sentence about what that means to you.
Mm-hmm.
And when times are hard, when you're not motivated, when you just need something, reading your own words in your own handwriting about what you hold most dear is very powerful.
Absolutely. Great idea. Thank you, Jen. So not only find your 2, but then write your statement around your 2. I love it. So Jen, what are you doing to fill your cup? It's very important for all of us.
Of course it is. My parents are coming up today and we are going to go to lunch. I'm off work today and we're going to go to lunch and go take Mr. Bear to the farmer's market, get him a pup cup of Jenny's ice cream.
Yes.
And just enjoy being together. And I'm not going to tell them that I marked family off of my values list.
Good idea.
What about you, Regina?
I got up super early this morning. I've got a couple things this morning, but I'm pretty much off today as well on this lovely Friday. And so I got up super early this morning and I gave Walter a bath. So he smells like rosemary mint, which is lovely.
Walter.
Don't judge me for using human shampoo on a dog. He's a poodle, so he has hair, not fur. He gets human shampoo.
Unlike me, who uses Bear's mane and tail shampoo on myself.
I love it. Oh my gosh. All right. So Walter got a bath. And Jen, I don't know if I've shared this with you, but we have 2 pear trees and we've never gotten any pears off these trees. This year, we noticed the pears at the right time. And I'm pretty sure that Finn and Justin picked close to 100 pears off this tree. And so earlier in the week, I spent an evening canning 9 cans of pears. And then early this morning, I got up and I canned another 6 cans of pears.
Oh my gosh. Yes. What do you do with canned pears?
You eat them.
Oh,
except I don't know that my children actually like them. It's the first time I've ever canned in my life. Thank you to one of my friends and coworkers, Jen, who spent our work one-on-one instructing me how to can.
That's amazing.
Not even kidding. And so I've got all these cans and I don't know if my children love them, but I think I'm going to make like some pear crisps. I think they're delicious to eat alone, just by themselves. If you've ever had canned pears, also, I love canned pears with cottage cheese.
I was just going to say that.
Mm-hmm. Any kind of canned fruit with cottage cheese is absolutely delicious. Thanks, Dad.
I love it.
So those are the things that I've been doing. It's so exciting.
I can't wait to taste some Regina canned pears.
Yeah, I'll give you a jar. I'd love to share them with you.
Well, thank you. And this has been a really fun episode. Thank you so much for helping me through this.
You bet.
If you would like to find us, you can find us on Facebook at Leaderish Podcast, Instagram at Leaderish Podcast, send us an email at leaderishpodcast@gmail.com. Find our link tree, all the resources. It's the link in our bio in Instagram. And Regina, cheers to living your values.
Cheers, Jen, to values.